Welcome. I am super excited to have you here today. I would introduce you, but I'm gonna let you introduce yourself.
Okay.
But I'm really excited to have you here on Wealthy Wednesdays for this week. So I'll go ahead and let you introduce yourself to the people, and then we'll kind of get into some more stuff.
Okay, awesome. You're breaking up a little bit, so hopefully you can hear and see me well. Okay,
Yes.
cool. So, hello, everyone. My name is Qiyamah Nasir. I am a 31-year-old entrepreneur out in the Bay Area, Oakland, California. Excuse me. I was previously a professional dancer in Los Angeles, California. Do you want me to go into like okay, awesome. So yeah, professional dancer in Los Angeles, California for about 5 to 6 years. And, living in Los Angeles is a pretty penny. But I was out there because that was my goal, just from, little town, Oakland, California. And I always went to dance. I always went to perform, and entertain people. So after college, I went to Fresno State. After college, I was like, I'm going to move to LA and I'm going to be a dancer and I'm going to be out in the city with the city lights. I just love the city vibes. So that's exactly what I did. So I moved to LA and I soon found out like it wasn't as it wasn't as smooth sailing as I, would talk about it would be.
Mhm.
Life is life. And when I first moved there, I got 3 jobs. 3 jobs. One was at Chipotle, another was at a gym, and then the third one was at another restaurant, Red Lobster. So I worked those 3 jobs and I had no time to, do what I really came out there to do, which was dance. But, I was making this money and my goal was to save up to get an apartment for myself because I was living with my cousin at the time in a 1 bedroom. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to work. And then I'll move out and then I'm going to start dancing. So I began to work. And I eventually moved out. It was a interesting situation, which forced me to move to another location. But in this location, I had more leeway to drop one of my jobs. So I was working 2 jobs, and I started to dance a little bit more. So I was going to dance classes and whatnot, picking up dance jobs here and there. But I still felt like I was spending most of my time at work. Then I was at my dance jobs. I was also doing dance trainings. I was spending most of my time at my 2 restaurant jobs. Then I was, what I came out there to do, to dance.
Mhm.
I was frustrated. It was stupid. Like when I sat down and thought about it, I was like, why am I out here? I'm just like,
What's going on? What's happening here?
Right. But I always had like a positive attitude towards everything. So I enjoyed, my time at work when I was there. Like everywhere I go, I'm enjoying myself. So it was like I got comfortable in that. Just making it work, being comfortable, like making the best of my situation. But again, I reevaluated my situation. I was like, this is still like I can go get with it. I can adapt, but it's still something I'm not doing what I want to do full time. So
I would say,
praying for. Mm-hmm.
oh, sorry. So I kind of want to ask you something in the middle of that because I know you kind of said like you moved to do something that you love. Your original plan goal was to go there and do something that you actually wanted to do. And so I think that's actually something a lot of people, especially millennials, different people now kind of struggle with. And it's that battle between, doing what we need to do and doing what we want to do, right? Because I know a lot of people work a job that they don't like, but it's because, everybody got bills, everybody got things that they have to do and have to pay. And so what was something that kind of gave you that push to like, okay, how did you make that decision between am I going to keep doing something that I want to do, or am I going to, actually make that transition and start doing things that I want to do? So, yeah, what would you say?
It was actually something that I wouldn't say forced into. And with that, I just feel like that's always like the situation. Like you never, like you wait up into that moment where life makes the decision for you. Like, oh, dang, okay, now I gotta do it.
Okay.
Now it's all or nothing. I gotta go in. So that happened. I moved out of where I was living before, and I moved to Hollywood to be closer to the dance scene and whatnot. And I was moving my jobs as well. Well, it wasn't a transfer process. It was like you quit there and then you go, apply to that job in the other city. So I was like, okay, that shouldn't, be a thing. It shouldn't be no complications. So I quit there and I went over to the other place closer to my new home, and they were like, yeah, we don't need people. And I was like,
what do you mean?
Okay, like, and I was getting paid good money. Well, from where I was at that moment, I felt like I was getting paid good money, and I was like, oh my gosh, okay, so what am I gonna do? Like, I could have like went out and maybe get another job, but I just took it as God telling me like, you don't need no job, girl. Like, you need to do this. And I was around the same time where this opportunity came into my life. Like, it was that time. So in hindsight, it was timing.
Timing for sure.
So I was like, okay, God is talking to me and I'm listening.
Trying to get me to do it. Absolutely. I love those moments. So, I think you touched on something. Oh, go ahead. Okay, cool. So I think you really actually touched on something that a lot of people go through as well, including myself. Like sometimes we're kind of towing that line because it's like, okay, I know it's something that I want to do, but I know I got to pay these bills. And it's like an internal battle that we all struggle with at the end of the day until life kind of says, all right, you're going to do it or you're not going to do it. Right. And so I know you talked about kind of that was around the time where you got introduced to generational wealth and just kind of who we are as a community and what we do. So what made you say yes? What made you say, I want to do this?
What made me say yes? I was looking for something, like I put it out in the universe that I wanted to do something different. I was looking for a higher purpose. Like dance had always been for me, for my enjoyment. Like, I love entertaining people and expressing myself through movement. But again, it was always for me. But I always felt like I wanted to service people. That's why the restaurant industry was so like okay for me, because I got to like interact with people and serve them and be of service and whatnot. But I was praying for something bigger. I knew I was meant for something more. Just with the expression inside of me, I just like no, I need something more. So that was like a big prayer of mine. So when it came around, it was only for when I first got introduced to it. It was, of course, for the finances, right? Because LA is expensive. Hollywood is even more expensive. So I'm like, okay, this is about to change my life. Literally, I wrote it in my journal, like I found something that's about to change my life, and it's so amazing just to look back on it and journal. But so that's what made me get started. Also, two of my close friends were doing it, and it looked like it was working for them because I knew them back when they didn't have much. So I was like, okay, well, that's enough evidence for me. And I know like we're not the same people, but if they can do it, I can do it. They're no different from me. I'm no different from them. Like we're all human. It's just the matter of, do I believe I can do it? And I did. So that's why I got it going.
Cool. And I love that because I also feel like a lot of times when you can see, especially someone who, like you said, you knew from a long time ago, people that you grew up with, people that personally, winning at something, excelling at something, it kind of gives you that comfortability that you need to kind of make a decision. Like, okay, like I know if we have similar backgrounds, I know if we've kind of done some of the same things, it gives me a sense of security kind of sort of in myself. Like, yeah, we're different, but I know we have some of the same commonalities, right? So I know if they can do it, I can do it. So I think a lot of people can actually resonate with that as well. So what would you say something, or I guess your greatest gain? Like, what is the biggest thing that you have learned since you got started, or what's the biggest takeaway that you would have since you got started?
My biggest takeaway since I've gotten started, just to believe that you can do it. Like that simple, make a decision and believe that you can do it, has impacted me in so many ways. Like I believed once for something in the opportunity and it happened, and I believed again and then it happened, and I believed again and then it happened. And it's like, all I got to do is believe. Okay, let me just believe that I can get this and this and this and this and that. It just opened my mind and my heart up to just this whole new world that I felt like I didn't have access to when I wasn't making it an intention to, you know, believe in myself and go for like things I wouldn't have never thought of going for. So definitely the belief factor, you know, the faith factor, just believing in something that you've never had before. It's scary because like, I don't know what I'm doing. I've never been here. When I first got started, it was like, I never knew anyone that's been here. So just taking that leap of faith was you know, it still has my heart.
Right there.
But it's exciting as well because it's a little, I'm not gonna say easier, but it helps a lot with the community that's here because everybody's going for the same thing, ultimately different things, but like it's the same kind of, you have to put the belief in, you have to put the faith in. So everybody's on this type of journey. So we're here and so we're supporting each other, and that makes it so much better where we can, you know, call up a friend in this opportunity, like, you know what, I'm doing this and this and that. How are you dealing with it? Yo, you know, this personal development tape I done listened to, blah, blah, blah. Personal development, woo, Lord, I would be
nothing. The key right there. That's the key. Now I heard you touch on something too. You spoke about, like, you know, when you first got started, not really understanding or knowing anything about like trading or like what you were doing or anything like that. So what would be like a piece of advice or maybe some encouragement that you would give to someone that wants to make that transition, somebody who genuinely wants to find something different to do for themselves, but you know, they just don't know. They don't know what's out there. They're not knowledgeable about their options. What advice would you give them?
Advice I would give them if they were, you know, watching this right now, get connected to the people that have what you have. As simple as maybe if you don't know anyone, Google something. But first of all, make the intention, put that out in the universe, because the universe, God, is listening, and whatever you put out is going to come back to you. So really make it a desire in your heart. Do that first and foremost. And then after that, you know, find people that are doing it. Get a part of an organization or a group that people are successful in it. After that, personal development, because anything new that you're going towards, it's going to be a challenge because it's new, because you've never done it before. So you need that not only, you know, support from the outside, you need that support from the inside. That's most important. So personal development and then building up on that has saved my life. So that's my,
I agree. I agree with you 1,000% on this, because I was in that same boat where I did not have any prior knowledge, and it's like, okay, we're either going to do this thing or we're going to do this thing. And so it took me having to believe in my abilities, my competency, and really just, you know, taking that thing to the next level. And so one of the last things that I want to ask you, because I know you're a busy woman, right? But one of the last things I really want to kind of put out there is just where because of this skill set, right? Because of this community, because of this family, where do you now see yourself, let's just say in the next 2 years, in the next 5 years? Where do you now see your life versus where you felt like you were headed before you kind of made that transition?
Question. Before, like I was speaking, like I didn't feel like I had a higher purpose for serving. I felt like I did, but I wasn't in that space yet. So definitely 2 to 5 years, I am impacting the masses. I have an organization of over, you know, 3,000 plus. Just not following me, but following their higher selves. I really want to tap in, not only on the financial level, I want to impact people, but also on like the spiritual and mental level, because that is so important. Like that's where everything starts, and just getting yourself to believe in yourself is big. And that's where people fail out. Honestly, that's what stops people from doing things, you know, in fear. So I definitely see myself on a platform, this one, with an organization, a family of over 3,000 plus. Also tapping into my skills as a personal development mentor on that side as well, leading people from that direction. And, you know, giving back to my community, most definitely, you know, giving back to my institution that I'm a part of, also in funding a lot of organizations that help with inmates transitioning to the outside world, like real life, because that's a big thing. And I'm just connected with that because my father worked in the prison system for 20 years, and I've seen it firsthand how the struggle is just so real. And then I seen I can go on and on and on. I seen the story of what's his name, Browner or something. He killed himself.
Yep. Yes, I know what you're talking about.
He killed himself, and multiple, and that was just a story that was told. There's so many other people that have hard times and not getting the help they need. That simple like funding to the program will assist. So I digress with that, but just being a service to other people, definitely, most definitely.
I love that.
Travel.
I love that so much. Yes, can't forget to travel. Can't forget to travel for sure. Well, that is all the time I'm going to take from you on today. I definitely appreciate you tapping in with me again. And this is for everybody that's listening. This woman right here, because I know she was so humble about herself, right? But this is somebody who has literally not only, you know, impacted already thousands, okay? But this is somebody who personally has impacted me, all right? This is somebody who constantly pushes me, motivates me, right? Checks in on me, make sure I'm doing the things that I need to do, and always pouring value. So definitely, if you want to let the folks know where they can find you, where to follow you, how to connect with you, and things like that, I'll definitely give you the opportunity, because you definitely want to at least connect with her, right? This is definitely somebody to keep up with.
Definitely. So you guys can follow me on Instagram at I am Qiyamah. That's QIYAMAH. And then I'm also on Facebook at Qiyamah Nasir. But thank you so much for having me on this platform. You're just saying all these good things about me, but you know, energy attracts energy. So we are on the same vibration. So our gratitude to you.
For sure. Well, you guys have an amazing rest of your day. And we'll be back again next Wednesday on another episode of Wealthy Wednesdays, guys. I hope y'all having a phenomenal day.